hosts tonight, Barry Hobman, along with pro wrestling personality and expert, Steve Rickard.
Harley Race, twice world heavyweight champion, won it first in 1973, lost it the same year, then won it back in 1977, and he is the only wrestler I know of ever to defeat two brothers for the world title. He first defeated Dory Funk Jr. for the World Heavyweight Championship in 1973. Then, after Jack Briscoe defeated him, Briscoe was ultimately defeated by Terry Funk in Miami in 1975. It was then Harley Race who met Terry Funk in Toronto, Canada in 1977, February 6th. And Race regained the title for a second time. One of the few men in wrestling ever to hold the NWA title more than one time. Modified fireman carry takedown by Harley Race. And Race caught Dusek coming in. Race's career as a professional began when he was 17 years old. A year later, he was critically injured in an automobile accident. It was stated then by the doctors they doubted if he would ever walk again, but he was done as an athlete. He has then gone on to achieve the World Heavyweight Championship on two different occasions. Certainly a tribute to this man's great intestinal fortitude.
The style of a champion, the world champion, Harley Race. And in this program of World Pro Wrestling from the Pacific, we see more of the 7 times world heavyweight champion, Harley Race. Also from our archives bin, we look again at Leo Burke, the first ever popular tag action. Well, Jacques Laki and Peter Lauder team up again, and this time against Samoan Joe and Tama Sasa.
Sasa, Peter Lauder, the referees hold, Lauder goes in behind, and Sasa counters with an arm. Head scissors by Lauder. That's the move.
Well, Samoan Joe gives a round of applause to Tama Sasa for that effort on Peter Lauder. I thought Peter Lauder was looking nice and mean tonight, too. He used the term nice and mean. Ready for action. Samoan Joe in, make the tag.
Samoan Joe holding on the arm, and Lauder goes to his corner. Tags Laki.
Well, Samoan Joe allowing him to go across the corner and make the tag. Lauder would have loved the fact that he made that tag. And Jacques Laki to work on Samoan Joe. Ring the lights on again. Purple trunks.
That's Laki. Face lock. Lauder takes the tag.
It's a good tag work again by these two. We saw them in a tag match a couple of weeks ago, and there was some good tagging by them, Peter Lauder and Jacques Laki.
Face lock applied by Lauder.
There's no doubting whose side the crowd is on. That's Samoan Joe.
Well for Joe. Laki Joe looking to try to take Samoan Joe up, but Samoan Joe was there with a cradle.
Well, I think the other two were trying to take advantage of the fact that referee Jack Kettle was on the floor there, or on the canvas for a bit. They soon got out when he got up, though.
All for back.
Sasa in there. The referee tells him to get back. Now, referee's job to get one of them off Samoan Joe.
Laki in behind, face lock applied. Samoan Joe needs to make the tag. Lying there by Laki. Lauder again tag.
Yes, good tagging. There goes the boot, and the referee's trying to get rid of Jacques Laki out of the ring. Sasa says, I'll get him out. Get back in the corner, says the ref. Samoan Joe trying for the impossible. Tag me here. He's got a long way to go across that ring.
Samoan Joe needs to make the tag, but as I say, very too far away. Lauder tags up. They're in.
Wow, Sasa gets in. Peter Lauder wants to get out.
It's not picked by Sasa to knock Laki to canvas. Backbreaker and Sasa looking for the ball.
Well, Jack Laki is certainly giving Sasa a bit of weight. Yeah, backing back to make the tag on Samoan Joe. Everyone in the stomach.
Flying mare.
Flying that lot, Jack Laki, the flying mare. Back to make the tag. Still continuing with good tagging, those two. Jack Laki and Peter Lauder.
Certainly making use of the rules and in and out, which is the way you should wrestle a tag match, of course. Between Samoan Joe on the ropes with referee ordering Lauder to break. Headbutt and Lauder hits the canvas.
Lauder wants to get out, too.
This is a tag Laki. Samoan Joe on his knees. Laki moves in. Comes around the front of Samoan Joe, stopping him from making the tag.
Jack Laki. Little man just about had Samoan Joe for the count. Joe, another headbutt. One more, he says, the ground. There it is.
And the fall to Samoan Joe. Samoan Joe and Tama Sasa, the winners of the match. The headbutt was the decider of the match. Samoan Joe hit Laki, Laki hit the canvas, and Samoan Joe covered him for the referee's count of 3, and the match went to Samoan Joe and Tama Sasa.
Joe, good work. You're looking in fine form lately, too, and I believe the New Zealand tournament coming up, you'll be wanting a crack at that on September the 8th.
Yes, Barry. I'm so glad I'm the one of the contender, you know, of the New Zealand Championship on the 8th at the YMCA here in Auckland. I know Ripple, Harlan, and Larry O'Day is going to come in, but I'm telling you something, Barry. You know, I try my best and I keep training for it. You know, I believe Steve Rickard is going to be in this competition, you know.
What's that mean to you, getting the New Zealand Championship?
It is, you know, it is tremendous, you know. It is, you know, a great thing, you know, for this nice country of New Zealand, especially for my people as well. You know what I mean?
Samoan Joe, you went well tonight. We wish you the best in that fight.
Thank you very much, Barry. Thank you.
Well, now we're going to go to answer a request. In actual fact, we have many requests for action once again from this particular piece of videotape we showed you, well, a little while back now. So let's get another look at the action in this match between Leo Burke and Les Thornton.
Well, it looks as if we're going to see Leo and Les both settle down here and try to out-wrestle one another, and that was what I was looking for from the start of the match. I thought we'd get it, and now I'm sure we are going to. There's not going to be any rough stuff in this match, obviously, just scientific wrestling, and you've seen a heavy slam by Les Thornton. Again, Burke forcing his way up to take Les Thornton over in a flying mare, and Les Thornton again underneath. Leo Burke on top. Anyone's match.
The crowd quick to appreciate this sort of wrestling too, Steve.
Oh, this is very, very fine wrestling. Leo Burke holding on that head. Seems to go back to the head all the time. Les Thornton forcing himself off his shoulders, count of 2.
Les Thornton must be pretty difficult to handle, Steve, with that very, very short neck he's got. You know, you can't get leverage too easily there, can you, when a man's got a neck like that?
Well, he has that stocky build, and he's built as a rugby player, and has played rugby, as we all know, top-class rugby in England, and as you say, has a short neck. There we go. Oh, it's a nice sunset flip by Leo Burke, the count of 2. Forearm jolt by Leo Burke, and the count of 2 by referee Miller, as Leo Burke half suplexes Les Thornton. Again goes for it, but well, there's a good walking back loop slam by Les Thornton, and back forcing himself up superbly out of that move to come round and take over again. And Les Thornton takes the legs out from under Leo Burke. Leo Burke switches and Les Thornton has gone to canvas.
Oh, that's tremendous wrestling. Tremendous wrestling.
Leo Burke right in there now with the abdominal stretch, but Les Thornton felt it coming on. He moved round, which a lot of wrestlers are not fast enough to think, and Les Thornton moved round to stop Leo Burke applying the abdominal stretch. Leo Burke on top and Les Thornton underneath. So far, anyone's match. Elbow by Thornton as Les Thornton picks Burke up. Will go for that pendulum backbreaker, but the gong goes.
Welcome back to World Pro Wrestling, and before we get to the champion Harley Race, we've got two Kiwis in the ring, Johnny Garcia and Al Hobman.
An interesting match here with Johnny Garcia coming up against Al Hobman.
Yes, I think weight-wise anyway, these two are pretty evenly matched.
Yes, they're very evenly matched actually in height and everything, Barry. I would say, say both wrestlers would weigh in around the 240, 245 mark.
Well, neither certainly looks as though they want to give anything at this stage. Johnny Garcia and Al Hobman, former Mr. New Zealand. He's looked better with every program we've seen him in World Pro Wrestling. Of course, it's interesting too, New Zealanders, and we have to have the New Zealand tournament starting on September the 8th, so we're not far away now. September the 8th at the YMCA in Auckland.
No, and I'm sure we're going to see some good wrestling within that New Zealand tournament, Barry.
I know Ripper Collins and O'Day are going to be out here because they can't take part. It's got to be New Zealand domiciled wrestling.
Yes, it is New Zealand domiciled wrestling, and Collins will be here, of course, as we all know, and O'Day, and it does look very much as though Ron Miller and possibly Kid Hardy will be back in the country also.
Oh, nice to hear. Well, a great show of strength between these two.
Nice counter by Johnny Garcia. He goes down, somersault through and backwards to the arms of Al Hobman to come round and with the advantage over Hobman. See the strength of Al Hobman breaking the.
Now, which one's going to flip here? No, Hobman unable to do it. Boy, there'd be some strength going through those fingers at the moment.
Hobman goes behind the arms of Garcia around his neck, swinging him back into a virtual strangle.
He's got that knee in the back too.
Knee there to apply more pressure, but Garcia, a strong man in his own right.
It's amazing how many different ways they can twist themselves, still holding on to each other. Very carefully he does. You can see the concentration on the face of Johnny Garcia there. And I suppose equally so on the face of Al Hobman. Now, he's got the head into the back of Johnny Garcia.
Hobman with the head there trying to gain more leverage and hold on to Garcia, but Garcia goes in underneath and jackknife by Garcia to take Al Hobman onto his shoulders.
Well, I think over these last few weeks we've seen holds and moves we haven't seen for ages here on World Pro Wrestling.
Al Hobman in the full wrestler's bridge. Garcia goes up and he's down across. Hobman tries to break it. You see the sheer strength of Al Hobman up on his head and all the way on his neck, and he goes for a body slam. But Garcia was waiting, catches the legs of Hobman and has him on a half Boston crab. And look at he's able to complete this move, but if he steps across the body of Al Hobman, he will have a full Boston crab applied, but Hobman fighting his way back.
Yeah, he's not quite able to do it. Whoa! He's on the rope.
Very good moving and counter by Hobman to come out from that near Boston crab. Garcia goes in behind. Takes Hobman down with the body for this.
On the rope, they'll have to break. Well, we said it would be pretty evenly matched, Steve, and it's turning out to be very true.
Yes, it has gone back and forth. As I say, they put strength against strength and science against science, and overall we're actually seeing a very, very interesting match.
Oh, Al Hobman feels that when he gets those hands twisted right round and lets out a ooh.
Japanese stomach throw. And over the top of Hobman, looking for a fall. Hobman forcing his shoulders off the canvas.
And the referee down. See there, trying with his hand to make sure the shoulder's not on the ground. Both their fingers and thumbs are going to be sore when they finish this one. Well, they've actually unlocked their hands for the moment. And the body scissors there, Hobman's got on him.
Yes, Hobman with the body scissors. He doesn't seem to be able to get his feet locked in there properly. He has now. Garcia has broken the hold, forcing himself back over Hobman. Comes off. Hits the rope and loses balance and falls back into the body scissors.
Right back into it. Tried ever so hard not to get off balance. Yeah, interesting move there by Hobman.
He's trying to change. You can see what he's doing. He's trying to change the move of this match. He's going from into a different style when he's resting, but now he's gone down, hurt his knee, and just for a knee drop. Garcia moved out of the way. Hobman was trying to change the style of the match. Goes and comes up nicely, comes down for that knee drop, but he's come down hard on the knee and looks like he's having trouble here. The referee's asked him if he's going to continue. Garcia has every right to move in on Hobman. Every right to move in on him.
I think he did fall rather awkwardly on that knee, and it looks as though the referee has called it off.
On the knee, and they obviously cannot continue, and the referee awards the match to John Garcia.
Now time to see the champ, Harley Race. Just before we do though, Steve, you were the only New Zealander, I do believe, on New Zealand soil to actually take a decision from Harley Race.
Yes, I was lucky enough, Barry, to defeat Harley Race, as a matter of fact, in Hamilton, by 1-4. What I must say, though, it was a non-title match, it wasn't for the championship, and Harley Race has never been defeated in this country for the world title.
It would have been nice if it was, wouldn't it?
Certainly would have. I'd been right there.
Yeah, right. Just before we do have a look at Harley Race, Steve, next week we've got the New Zealand tournament coming up for the New Zealand Championship. Now, that should be interesting.
Well, that in itself should be a very, very exciting tournament, and it's going to be also very interesting to see who does come out the New Zealand champion.
Speaking of champions, though, here once again in action is the world champion, Harley Race.
Harley Race, the world heavyweight champion, going up against Frank Dusek. This is Gordon Soley at ringside. Now, Frank Dusek, by the way, is a second-generation wrestler. He's the son of the famous Wally Dusek, the Dusek brothers, who wrestled years back and were just outstanding competitors. Frank Dusek went on to outstanding in wrestling most of his amateur career, went on in high school and in football, and went on to Citadel under an academic scholarship, although he could have easily qualified under a athletic scholarship. He spent 4 years in the Navy as a naval officer, came out of that, and then went back to his first love and the love of his family, and that, of course, professional wrestling. So Harley Race is not facing a newcomer to the wrestling ring, nor is he facing a newcomer in regards to wrestling philosophy. Race, on the other hand, caught in the midsection. That time the champion dropped, and it is Dusek. Putting a knee across that chest and very quickly into a rear chin lock. Harley Race, twice world heavyweight champion, won it first in 1973, lost it the same year, then won it back in 1977, and he is the only wrestler I know of ever to defeat two brothers for the world title. He first defeated Dory Funk Jr. for the World Heavyweight Championship in 1973. Then, after Jack Briscoe defeated him, Briscoe was ultimately defeated by Terry Funk in Miami in 1975. It was then Harley Race who met Terry Funk in Toronto, Canada in 1977, February 6th. And Race regained the title for a second time. One of the few men in wrestling ever to hold the NWA title more than one time. Modified fireman carry takedown by Harley Race. And Race caught Dusek coming in. Race's career as a professional began when he was 17 years old. A year later, he was critically injured in an automobile accident. It was stated then by the doctors they doubted if he would ever walk again, but he was done as an athlete. He has then gone on to achieve the World Heavyweight Championship on 2 different occasions. Certainly a tribute to this man's great intestinal fortitude. Race using that knee into the prefrontal lobe of Frank Dusek. Dusek in a lot of pain. Race drives that knee into the forehead once again. This, of course, rocks the brain in its fluid solution and can cause a short circuit. Race now, salto, well executed by the champion. Harley Race, an 18-year veteran of the ring wars. And without a doubt, one of the most well-fought champions the NWA has ever had. Race double underhooking. Brings his man up and over. Double underhook into a souffle. And again, Dusek powers out. Great credit goes to this young Frank Dusek. Dusek hurled off those ropes, and Race caught him with a knee coming in. And Dusek now methodically being demolished by the World Heavyweight Champion. One thing about Race, he has his own philosophy going, and he says, any man who thinks he's man enough to step in the ring with me is welcome to try. Has him up, that vertical souffle, down, and that has to be all she wrote for young Frank Dusek. And it is indeed, again, NWA World Heavyweight Champion Harley Race. Moving on victoriously, being presented his belt by the referee. We'll take a look at that in instant replay. There's the $10,000 solid gold diamond-studded belt. Now you see him in slow motion. Now Race has him absolutely vertical. Now Race just backwards on one leg. You see how he keeps that head to where it had to come down. It had to come down on the back of Dusek's head. Your winner, the World Heavyweight Champion, Harley Race.
Good to see it, World Heavyweight Champion Harley Race there up against Frank Dusek. And the World Champion closes this program of World Pro Wrestling. Join Steve and me next time.